Here you can view information on Goku and the others.
Huh? Who could that be? Oh, hi, girls.
In Goku's young days, I was a lively young wife. And I'm still lively! This is Goku when he was young, right around the time I became a blushing bride.
He proposed to you at the World Martial Arts Tournament, didn't he?
Yep, we made a promise to wed when we were just little kids.
Aw, that's so romantic.
Geez, when it comes to Goku, he won't work at all. Thanks to that, we're extremely poor. This was around the time when Goku was all about fighting and never about working.
Isn't he pretty much always like that, though?
Yeah, that's kind of true, I guess.
It's that Super Saiyan I hate! Why did everyone in my family become so delinquent? Super Saiyans drive me nuts! My whole family looks like a bunch of delinquents after they transform, and they never listen to me.
Oh, give it a rest.
It just makes them tougher, that's all.
Even these days, Goku still won't work. And who cares where he went? He didn't come back! Goku was jumping between the living world and the other world so much, Gohan and Goten didn't get to spend a lot of time with him.
Between Cell, the Supreme Kai, and all the Majin stuff, that was a real tough time to be raising kids.
Being a good mom is a crazy job, huh?
He's always been problematic. There it is again. I really wish Goku would set a better example for our kids.
I'm just impressed about how many times Goku has saved the planet by now.
For real. Andy's a first-rate martial artist to boot.
It looks like he's different from your average delinquent. This is even worse than his base form of delinquency. I don't know what goes on in that man's head sometimes.
At my age, I don't think I can pull off a hairstyle like that.
I mean, it does make him look pretty intimidating, though.
I don't want to see Super Saiyans anymore. Look how scary he is. I hope Gohan doesn't try to copy this look.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
With how smiley Goku tends to be, seeing him like this is almost uncanny.
And as usual, Goku won't work. Well, as long as he's healthy. That's Goku? I can't even tell anymore.
Look, he's got a tail.
Oh man! Not that I want to look that young again, but I'm still kinda jealous.
Even at his age, he's still acting like a punk. This kid that looks like Goku even copied his blonde hair obsession.
If he can turn into a Super Saiyan, that must mean he's a Saiyan himself, right?
Could he be like a long-lost relative or something?
Could it be that even Pan's turned into such a bad delinquent? I don't care what Super Saiyan number it is. Shaving off your eyebrows is not a good look.
Anybody can rock a look if they set their mind to it. Heck, I bet even Gohan could, if he wanted.
Now that would be a shock.
Not even I know. But no matter how much he changes, Goku's still my beloved husband. Is that my Goku? He looks so different.
Different's fine. Sometimes you gotta let a guy try something new.
Oh, wow. That's good to know.
How nostalgic. This is Goku in his very young days. That was when he promised to marry me.
Aw, Goku was a little cutie when he was this age, wasn't he?
This is what my husband looked like when we first met as little kids. Goten is the spitting image of him, isn't he?
I remember how shocked I was when I met somebody with a tail for the first time. This is such a nostalgic look for him.
Vegeta, always evil. He hasn't changed much over the years.
When Vegeta first came to Earth, he kept going on and on about being a prince or an elite or whatever. I just remember how nasty his attitude was.
Now he's a father of two and fights alongside Goku. Wow!
You and Goku were really positive influences on him.
This is Vegeta in his ape form. Lots of back hair.
I'm so glad Trunks doesn't have a tail. If they both turned into this thing, my house would be in shambles.
Now that you mention it, Vegeta doesn't have a tail. I heard that he used to, though.
That's because Yajirobe sliced it off back when Vegeta was fighting with Gohan. Even Gohan secretly wore these clothes. The clothes of a delinquent, no doubt. Bulma, remind me, was this around the time he started living with you?
That's right. He just seemed so lonely. I couldn't help but want to take care of him. Next thing I knew, well, you know.
I'm so glad Vegeta met you, Bulma.
This is the form of Vegeta when he first became a delinquent. Well, he was a delinquent in the first place. And Vegeta follows the trend. Saiyans, they're all alike.
Ooh, blonde works for me too. If anything, I'm kinda envious how easily he can change his hairstyle.
You're a lot more tolerant of that kind of stuff, aren't you?
I have no interest in the differences of a Super Saiyan, but those muscles are incredible.
Okay, real talk? I don't see much of a difference here.
Yeah, I don't really get it either.
Ever talked with him about what the deal with this form was?
Haven't asked. Even if I did, I doubt he'd say a word about it.
It was around this time that Vegeta and Bulma got married. Bulma's had her hands full with that deadbeat. He never does anything around the house.
I remember this time. You should have seen how elated Vegeta was when he heard Goku was allowed to come back to life for one day for the tournament.
Right. Vegeta and Trunks got to participate in the World Tournament as father and son.
Gotta give credit to Vegeta for being a supportive father. Our husbands both got to see their boys compete in the arena. He's the same as my Goku, refuses to be a responsible husband.
By this time, Vegeta had become very used to being in his Super Saiyan form on a regular basis.
Man, Vegeta's a hard worker.
I think he was always frustrated that Goku became a Super Saiyan first. How to put it? It's very... oh, I don't know.
Vegeta as a Super Saiyan 2. He hated losing so much, he dedicated himself fully to getting on Goku's level.
Didn't he use some kind of special room with a gravity-changing machine? He'd have to be nuts to work out in a place like that.
Oh, wow! A whole room just for training! Rich people's houses, am I right? It's the evil Vegeta from when he fought Goku at the World Tournament. He disappeared, reappeared, and destroyed the grounds. It was awful!
This was when Vegeta's power was enhanced by Babidi. I couldn't believe he wanted to go back to being his old evil self for a time.
Hey, something's written on his forehead. I wonder what the M stands for.
Some kind of new fashion trend? Beats the heck out of me. He's not blonde, but he seems like a Super Saiyan. He's not a delinquent. I think that this is just a transformation.
Huh, what do you think? Pretty wild and cool looking, isn't he?
You're telling me that's Vegeta? You've got to be kidding.
They look kind of similar, I guess. Hard to tell, though.
This is our son, our pride and joy. Sometimes. I don't approve of Super Saiyans. They stink up the neighborhood. Oh, look at my sweet little angel. Ever since he was born, I just knew he would study hard and be an academic genius.
Gohan's been a hard worker ever since he was little, and so dedicated to his studies. He's the best.
He's never seemed like he enjoys fighting. Funny how he's the complete opposite of Goku.
This is Gohan when he fought that guy called Cell. And if you enter that something or other room, you suddenly grow. This is Gohan when he was fighting Cell and the androids. I know he was defending the Earth, but he had me worried sick.
Honestly, leaving the fate of the world in the hands of a single kid? That was a huge gamble Goku took.
Gohan really got put through the ringer as a kid.
Even if it is to save the Earth, why does my Gohan have to face danger? I guess there's no help for it if the Earth were to disappear. I've endured it. This was Gohan at the start of his delinquent phase. He's already so handsome, he doesn't need to be blonde.
Gotta admit, though, he wears the golden spikes really well.
But ever since this happened, he let his martial arts training get too much in the way of his studies.
I don't think being behind on his studies has anything to do with being blonde.
I think he was around 10 years old by then. Becoming a Super Saiyan at that age takes real innate talent.
With guys like Goku and Vegeta, I'd say he had some pretty great role models to be inspired by.
My Gohan is rapidly becoming a delinquent, but he fights for all of us. It's complicated. Gohan fought so hard to save the whole planet. I shouldn't be so hard on him.
Ugh, the Cell games. That was a rough time for everybody.
Cell was going to self-destruct, taking the Earth with him, until Goku teleported him away at the last second.
Not only was Gohan in danger, but then Goku's sacrifice. Oh, Chichi, you've seriously had it rough.
I'll never let my boys die again. This is Gohan when he was about to start high school. Oh, he looks so much like Goku. He's become very handsome.
This was Gohan when we were attending Orange Star High School. I had my suspicions about him, but I never could have guessed he was part alien.
Right, this was when the World Tournament was being held. Can't remember who took home the prize money.
The gang flew off, leaving Mr. Satan to fight 18 in a battle royale. Technically, he won, but he didn't exactly beat her.
Did Dad take credit for something he didn't actually do again? Oh, and he hasn't even been training lately.
Just don't become a Super Saiyan, I said. But then that secret came out at the World Tournament.
They called this form the Gold Fighter. He'd stop bank robbers on the way to school like a part-time vigilante.
No matter what he looks like, on the inside, I know he's my kind, wonderful little boy.
That sounds about right for Gohan. Peace only lasts so long, and a Saiyan can't just sit still with all that power. Glad he used it for good.
Even I didn't know what to say. It doesn't change the fact that he's a troublemaker. It's been a while, but I think the first time that Gohan became this form was when he faced that Kibito guy in the arena.
Oh, that was when he got stabbed by those two freaks with a magic lamp-looking thing.
I remember that, and then Majin Buu came along right after. That was probably the craziest time of my whole life.
This is the awful soup Bulma made for my son to make him look like a dork. That Gohan, even at his age, he's playing around.
Our hero, Great Saiyaman, the righteous warrior who protects our fair city's peace.
I invented the device that allowed him to instantly change into his outfit wherever he wanted.
No matter what weird phases he goes through, my son is a true hero at heart. A superhero. Was that before or after he was turned into candy by Majin Buu? When we were revived, he seemed a little more mature. Well, Gohan definitely looks stronger and not like a delinquent for once. Otherwise, I don't get this form.
From what he told me, the Elder Supreme Kai performed a ceremony to unlock his latent inner power.
Saiyans do the strangest things.
This is the future Gohan. He's become so great and handsome.
I remember Trunks mentioned that this Gohan was his teacher in the future. That's why he looks so vastly different from the one we know today.
No matter how old he gets or even what timeline he's from, my little Gohan is just the cutest thing.
He looks so much more dramatic than the Gohan I know. The future of where the androids won must have been terrible.
But he's probably become a delinquent. I give up.
From what Trunks told me, Gohan's best efforts weren't enough to stop the androids.
I guess we never crossed paths in that timeline. I would have loved to fight by his side.
All the pain and suffering this Gohan went through. It kills me just thinking about it. Piccolo! I blame a lot of Gohan's troublemaking ways on him. This is when Piccolo became allies with Goku. He died protecting my son and narrowly escaped his home planet being destroyed. That's rough.
That was a crazy adventure we had on planet Namek. I'm just glad we got home in one piece.
That sounds crazy. What happened to planet Namek anyway?
The whole planet was destroyed. So the Namekians had to move all their people to a new one.
Good thing we have the Dragon Balls to fix problems as big as that.
As always, he has that evil expression. No doubt he's planning something evil.
This is around when Goten and Trunks trained with him. He's taught them a whole lot.
I don't forgive him for that time he kidnapped my son, but Gohan really took a liking to him.
It's hard to imagine that he was once a bad guy.
I don't know much, but he looks a lot like Piccolo. It seems he's Namekian like Piccolo. This guy is a Namekian warrior like Piccolo. I've only ever heard about him. Wonder what he's up to these days.
I heard he did a Namekian fusion with Piccolo on planet Namek. They permanently merged into each other to become more powerful.
No offense, but it's not nearly as interesting as the fusions I've seen. They look exactly the same.
Well, we're only human. Hard to relate. Krillin and Goku are longtime friends. They go way back. Krillin married 18 and lives at Master Roshi's place.
I've known Krillin for what feels like forever. He was such a precocious little snot back then. But look at how much he's grown.
With his martial arts skills, he's teamed up with Goku and the others to protect our planet countless times. He's even got a lovely wife and daughter.
Considering how many times he's been wished back to life by the Dragon Balls, I'd say he's almost as tough as a Saiyan. Yamcha, he was a good-for-nothing to begin with. He was the worst example for Gohan.
Wonder how many years we've known Yamcha for now. Back in the day, he was a bandit, known as the Desert Hyena.
This is one of Goku's childhood friends. And Bulma's ex-boyfriend.
Wait, for real?
Sure was. I dumped his sorry butt after he cheated on me. But to be fair, he has grown into a really good dude since then.
Wonder what his love life is like these days. Hope he finds somebody.
He's one of Goku's friends. He has 3 eyes. Might be kind of handy. Goku's been rivals with this guy for years. Now he owns his own dojo in the mountains to train the next generation of martial artists.
An eyeball on his forehead? I wonder what the world looks like through his eyes.
Huh? Now I'm trying to picture 3-eyed shades.
Actually, that's a good point. I should make some special sunglasses for him.
Oh, there's Tien's little friend. He hasn't gotten any taller. He and Tien Shinhan used to train under the sinister Crane Hermit. Also, for some reason, he's always looked like he's a tiny baby.
Despite how cute he looks, I know he's like a telekinetic assassin or something, right? Underestimate him and you'll pay the price.
He has a brave and honorable side to him. One time, he gave his life for Tien Shinhan with a kamikaze attack.
This is Bulma's and Vegeta's son from the future. Even I didn't expect him to be such a polite, nice boy.
Look how handsome Trunks looks with that serious expression.
He's from the future, right? I wonder what the 3 of us are up to over in that alternate timeline.
I heard that almost all of humanity was wiped out by the androids.
Traveling back in time to the past in order to change the future was a real feat of science.
Even such a polite boy can become a delinquent.
Trunks can become a Super Saiyan just like Vegeta. Almost reminds me of Goku when he's like this.
Like delinquent father, like delinquent son. Next you'll be turning blonde, Bulma.
Hey, handsome is handsome, no matter the hairstyle or the hair color.
I doubt that.
Can't judge a book by its cover.
My son is excellent with a sword, but even more skilled in hand-to-hand combat. Probably gets it from Vegeta.
They're training together a lot, aren't they?
It'll be interesting to see how our timeline's Trunks grows up.
Even a polite delinquent's a delinquent. You know, Trunks has such good manners for a delinquent.
Yeah, but when he transforms, it usually means he's about to risk his life in battle, which always worries me.
It's tough work having a Saiyan for a son.
Seriously.
I don't think they're talking about the same thing anymore.
This is Trunks' powered-up form. Those muscles are abnormal. Look at the size of those biceps. Well, good to know your son is staying healthy.
Nah, I can't lie. His physique doesn't match up well with the beautiful face he inherited from me.
Saiyans really do have strange physiques. Can Gohan transform this way too?
Trunks in his childhood. He's 1 year older than Goten. So mischievous. It's his parents' fault, you know.
Oh, my clever little boy. Even when he's being a brat, he's just the cutest.
I'm so glad that Goten has another kid his age to play with.
Those two get up to a lot of trouble together, but it's always a ton of fun to watch.
Because he's Vegeta's child, he became a delinquent really fast.
Seems like no time at all that Trunks transformed as well. Vegeta was so caught off guard, he called it a Super Saiyan bargain sale.
Yeah, I've heard that Gohan had a lot of trouble.
Some things just come easier to others. This is Goku's and my second son. His hairstyle and features are just like Goku's when he was younger. This little cutie's my second son, Goten. He's got a real talent for martial arts.
Chichi, you used to spar with Goten, didn't you?
I could totally see that. After all, you were tough enough to reach the quarterfinals of the World Tournament.
Hey, if I don't want him to become a delinquent, I need to raise him to be strong and dependable.
That's some tough love.
Don't tell me that even my Goten's going to become a delinquent too! Goku went to the other world and I was sick in bed from the shock. I knew this would happen sooner or later. Every Saiyan eventually becomes a spiky-haired delinquent.
Goten is so powerful, despite the fact that he's just a little kid.
The first time he transformed, I was furious. But then again, what else should I have expected from Goku's son?
And just like that, Trunks could also turn Super Saiyan. It was such a shock since no one actually taught him how.
This is Goten and Trunks from when they used a technique called fusion to merge. What were they called, Trunkton or Go-Trunks? I don't know. My sweet baby Goten. He's turned into such a little troublemaker.
He hasn't inherited a lot of Trunks' better qualities. Always getting carried away as soon as a fight begins.
It's cool that they're always so full of energy, but I don't like how much they push their opponent's buttons.
He's become an uncontrollable delinquent all because he merged with Trunks. Trunkton! Gotenks! Did you say Righteous Grim Reaper or some nonsense? Have some class.
Names like the Die Missile Barrage were a bit much.
Not easy parenting these two, I know, but their sense of naming stuff is about what you'd expect from kids.
Oh, don't tell me that he'll shave his eyebrows! Oh, his eyebrows are gone! His delinquency has reached a new level! What do we do about this, Bulma?
Huh? What? Oh, yeah, he looks a little delinquentish, I guess.
Whatever makes them happy, I guess.
This is Goku and Vegeta's form after they fused with those Potara earrings. Just when I thought I wouldn't be surprised by what Goku would do. This is the fusion of Goku and Vegeta after wearing the Potara earrings.
There was some uncertainty on this, but you can only stay fused for an hour until you run out of energy.
I've always wondered, would a fused person be fed with a meal for one, or do they need to eat twice as much?
Two delinquents merge and become the biggest delinquent. This is Vegeta's super form that he became while fighting against Boo. Even turned into candy, he could still kick some tail.
He's usually a little cocky, but like this, he's as cool as a cucumber.
Yep, getting cocky while fighting a dangerous enemy is a bad habit.
Otherworld Goku and Otherworld Vegeta. I've got nothing.
This is Gogeta as a Super Saiyan. When did they do this for the first time again?
They fused in Otherworld at a point when they were both dead at the same time.
Unbelievable. Goku's a delinquent even when he's dead. If I was scared by every little thing, I couldn't be Goku's wife. But I've made it this far somehow. Who's this supposed to be?
Is it Goku? Or maybe Vegeta? He's got a tail, it looks like, so maybe...
Either way, this guy looks kinda scary.
He's the world's most acclaimed martial artist and a very rich man. By the way, his daughter Videl is Gohan's wife.
That's my dad, the world champion, Mr. Satan.
Still such a popular guy. People named an entire city in his honor after he... defeated Cell, as we all know.
I know. He's gotten all these accolades that our friends deserve for how hard they fought to protect us.
Hey, he's a charismatic guy. It happens. I can't imagine how insufferable Vegeta would be if he let things go to his head.
You know what? He's worked hard and done a lot for us. I hope Mr. Satan continues to do his best going forward. My beloved Gohan's beloved wife. She's an honest, good, smart girl. And did I mention she's rich?
Hey, that's me in my good old high school days.
I admit, when Gohan first brought you over, I had my doubts.
Now that you mention it, you pretty much gave us your blessing to get married right there on the spot, didn't you?
Hey, when I see a rich girl living in a house the size of a small village, you bet I want her engaged to my son.
You're a real mistress of subtlety, Chichi.
Yajirobe's known Goku for a long time. He's a glutton and a bad-mannered guy.
He's hung out a lot with Goku and Krillin. These days, I think he spends a lot of time at Korin's tower.
Is Yajirobe a farmer? He always seems to be bringing beans to Goku and Piccolo.
Those are sensu beans. I've tried some before. Not sure how they work, but they always help Goku and his friends get healed up.
He looks like a delinquent, but it seems he's a great hero. He looks a little intimidating, but I remember hearing that he was an ancient hero that sealed away a giant monster or something.
He gave Trunks his sword as a gift. It's become his most treasured possession, a keepsake of their time together.
Think he's been doing well since then?
He went back 1,000 years into the past using our time machine. I hope we see him again someday.
This is Gohan and Videl's daughter. Now I'm suddenly a grandma.
This girl. I get the weirdest feeling that I know her from somewhere.
Same here.
Doesn't she look like someone we know?
Wait, actually, she looks a lot like my little Pan, doesn't she?
Look! This is a little glimpse into the future of your daughter all grown up. This is the kid who fought Goku at the World Tournament after Boo was defeated. After that, Goku took the kid and left home again. He's such a polite young man.
Definitely well-mannered, but maybe not so strong.
Don't ask me why, but I feel like he's 1,000,000 times stronger than he looks.
Yeah, if he trained properly, he could take on Goku, don't you think? Goku gave Oob some pretty good training. Now he's wonderful. I don't think of him as Majin Buu's reincarnation. Now this looks like a strong fighter.
I bet Goku would want to fight him.
Well, he is always looking for his next challenge.
He's supposed to be a great martial artist, but I think he's just a pervert. If you flirt with all those girls, I'm gonna hurt you! This old fossil is a legendary martial artist who's trained Goku and Krillin since they were kids.
He's a skilled fighter and all, but why, oh why, does he have to be such a pervert?
I've heard a lot of rumors about this guy.
He's looked the same for so many years. Think he's got some kind of ancient technique to keep himself from aging?
This is Master Roshi when he's serious. First time I've ever seen this. Hope his pervertedness doesn't power up. When the turtle hermit drops the perversion and gets serious, he's a tough one. To handle training Goku, he'd have to be.
He always gave it his all, whether it be when Frieza came to Earth or at the Tournament of Power.
He looks so different compared to when he's relaxing at Kame House.
This is Goku's dad. The truth is, neither Goku or I have met him. When I go to the other world, I'll have to pay my respects. This was Goku's father who died many years ago. I'd love to meet him someday when I pass away.
He looks a lot like Goku, but way more serious.
If he's a Saiyan, I bet good money he was killed by Frieza, wasn't he? Oh, poor guy.
I'm grateful that he delivered my Goku here to me on our little blue planet. This is Goku's older brother. I have no idea where he is. Probably in the other world. I'll see him someday. I can't believe this nasty jerk was Goku's older brother. He was plotting an invasion and mistreated my precious Gohan.
He was described to me as violent and cruel and hot-blooded. The total opposite of Goku.
Thank goodness it was Goku who landed on Earth first.
Such a disgusting animal.
This is a bioweapon that the Frieza Force uses. They're man-made creatures that are instantly born from seeds.
Their self-destruct attack is so unsettling.
Life is fleeting.
He seems to be a Saiyan like Goku. I don't want to be his friend. Look how strong this guy is. He and Vegeta came to invade Earth many years ago.
In the end, Vegeta finished him off for not being useful anymore.
Vegeta was a real villain back then, huh?
It's a face that superficial Bulma would like. I prefer Goku. This aggravatingly handsome guy was one of Frieza's right-hand men.
He is pretty. Oh, yeah.
I'd be able to appreciate his looks if he wasn't a sleazy villain.
Blech! For that good-looking face to become so dreadful. He ain't so pretty now.
Yeah, no. Ugh, I like his first form better.
Sacrificed beauty in favor of power.
Even with the boosted strength, he barely stood a chance against Vegeta.
His face is ferocious. Hate to think what his parents look like. The way this freak talks, the way he violently attacks people, and how gross he is. Ugh, can't stand him.
He was a former colleague of Vegeta's as well. When he quit, he wiped out Dodoria in an instant.
Huh? You mean Vegeta used to work for the Frieza Force too?
Let's just say I try to leave Vegeta's past in the past.
It seems that he was Vegeta's rival. Another delinquent? Huh. He's got the armor of Frieza's minions, but I don't recognize him.
He's pretty unremarkable. Tried to get Vegeta with a really lame surprise attack, only to be blown to smithereens out of the sky.
Youch! That's gotta be one terrible fireworks show.
It looks as if he likes comic heroes. He'd better grow out of that pretty soon. Unforgivable. This jerk took over my beloved Goku's body. Not only that, he used it to attack Gohan. How dare he?
This guy is the lowest of the low. A true warrior would fight fair and square with their own body.
Did he ever end up back in his own body?
Long story short, he screwed up and wound up swapping with the body of an alien frog. He escaped back then. Probably still out there somewhere.
These people like to do poses. It's embarrassing if you ask me. So many of these hench guys with the same armor. I can barely tell them apart.
This guy was Raccoon from the Ginyu Force. Yet another guy that Goku defeated in battle.
This muscle frame and the orange mohawk? I remember one of the androids looks kind of like him.
Oh, the one who became friends with Gohan? I don't think that's the same guy. He claims to be the fastest in space. Is that true?
The Blue Hurricane of the Ginyu Force. He calls himself the fastest in the universe.
In the end, he was all talk and Goku beat him easily. So much for being fastest, huh?
I bet if Goku fought him today, he could beat him running backwards.
He's called Jace. At first, I thought his name was Juice.
The red magma of the Ginyu Force, second in command Jace. He's actually kinda cute.
Kinda, but the weird poses he does sorta kills it for me.
I don't get his outfit. Long sleeves and shorts? What? Is it winter on his arms and summer on his legs? That one is kind of froggy. It looks like he has bad breath.
He's a member of the Ginyu Force who uses telekinesis. I heard Krillin and Gohan had a hard time with him.
Whoa, this guy's got 4 eyes. Must be nice to be able to see in all directions.
He was on planet Namek, but I never caught a glimpse of him.
It's that bad guy's boss from when Gohan and the others fought on planet Namek. What kind of upbringing did his parents give him? It's a troublesome story. Frieza is the evil tyrant who destroyed planet Vegeta. He's so powerful that he just glides around in his stupid little hovercraft.
His power level was around 530,000. Really high up on himself.
So how strong is 530,000 in the grand scheme of things?
Who the heck knows?
He's called Frieza, and he's transformed many times. I wonder if everyone in his family transforms.
Frieza turned into this brutish thing after Vegeta coaxed it out of him.
Krillin got impaled on one of his horns. Gohan told me it was gruesome to watch.
My little angel Gohan battled a monster like this? I knew I shouldn't have let him go to Planet Namek. I've only seen faces like that one on those creepy TV shows. Ugh! Now he's got this elongated skull. Disgusting.
Honestly, I think he looked stronger before.
You think this stretched out head was intentional? Or was that just part of the transformation without him knowing?
I'd rather not put myself in Frieza's mind.
He looks extremely plain, but it seems he was very strong. This is what he looks like most often these days.
You know what? He kinda looks better without the horns.
He's got a nightmarish aura about him.
No matter how strong they say they are, my Goku is the strongest. This is when Frieza gathered all his strength and beefed himself up.
Judging by the size alone, the second form still looked a lot stronger than this. But I guess it must be his most powerful form.
Maybe we'll never fully understand all these transformations.
It's because of these guys coming to Earth that Gohan skipped studying. They're a bad bunch, just when I thought that it was peaceful and Gohan could concentrate on school. After Goku defeated him, Frieza came back with a cybernetic body.
Repairing yourself with mechanical parts. There's some truly incredible technology we have now.
Yeah. Until Trunks came in and made cold cuts out of him.
It's that Frieza's dad. I wonder if his mother has the same face. It's Frieza's dad. I wonder if he can change into all sorts of different forms as well.
Trunks obliterated him in about 2 seconds, so I couldn't tell ya. Barely remember him.
I think he's in hell with the other bad guys. Serves him right.
He's Frieza's underling too. It looks like even I could beat him. Frieza's cannon fodder. I don't know how someone so horrible can have so many followers.
They're well-equipped and well-organized. Even got a proper uniform.
I wonder if working for Frieza has good health benefits.
It's the android after Goku's life. It looks like Goku has a similar air as 8. This is an android created by Dr. Gero. He loves nature and animals, and he even became friends with Gohan.
Despite being made by the same guy, each of the androids have such distinct personalities.
Maybe it's because they're each based on a unique model of some kind?
They say he's 18's younger brother. I don't know what's going on now.
This is 18's twin brother. Back then, he was really mean-spirited and cruel.
He was a real problem for Dr. Gero, constantly disobeying his orders and all.
He was converted into an android against his will, wasn't he? Can't blame him for his bad attitude. She was Goku's enemy a long time ago, but now she's Krillin's wife. I'm a little jealous because she doesn't age. Gotta say, Krillin scored himself a gorgeous wife.
I wonder if cyborgs like her and her brother age after they've been mechanically altered. Guess only time will tell.
Does that mean 18 will be young and beautiful forever?
A wife who's young forever. What more could a guy dream of?
She went from being one of our most hated enemies to being a fellow protector of the planet. Crazy how things change, huh?
His face is like a marshmallow. He absorbs energy, I hear. This is that strange-looking android who attacked the city with Dr. Gero.
Android 19 was Dr. Gero's most obedient creation. Bet he wished he designed all of them to be like that.
I bet an army full of 19s would be a pain to defeat.
It seems a long time ago he was a great scientist, like Bulma's father.
The androids and Cell were created by this mad scientist. Ugh, what a waste of intelligence.
This guy was a researcher for the Red Ribbon Army, right?
Yep. Goku crushed the Red Ribbon Army when he was a kid. And since then, their remnants have carried a grudge against him. He's an android called Cell that Gohan beat to a pulp. This thing looks very unique.
This was Dr. Gero's ultimate android creation. He absorbs the bioextract of humans to make himself stronger.
He devoured entire city populations, all for the sake of attaining a transformation.
This is the form he changed into when he ate 17. This is Cell after absorbing number 17.
Yep, Vegeta fought this freak. Why does he look like that?
Even 17 couldn't make him any more human-like, or any less repulsive.
And this is Cell when he ate 18. After Cell absorbed 17 and 18, he went on to host his own tournament called the Cell Games. What a strange thing to do.
I couldn't believe it when I found out Gohan defeated him when he was just a kid.
Goku always pushes things too far. Piccolo was really angry at him.
I don't know what he means by perfect, but it looks like he's gotten stronger. Not only did he survive self-destructing, but he came back even stronger than before.
Perfecter Cell? It never ends with this guy.
For all the horrible things he did, he deserves to rot in the underworld.
A little Cell, a nasty little bugger. Cell created a bunch of miniature copies of himself, but Gohan eradicated all 7 of them. Or was it 8?
Considering just one of them was strong enough to overpower Vegeta, it's incredible how easily Gohan took them all out.
And he's usually so calm and kind-hearted. I can't even picture that.
It's that evil wizard that revived Majin Buu. It's because of him that I had an awful experience.
He revived Majin Buu, endangering the whole planet. He can also use his magic to control the minds of people with evil in their heart.
Think he could cast a spell that could rehabilitate delinquents?
That's one way to use your magic.
It seems he was the king of the demon world, but when I met him in Otherworld, he was a good guy. I hear this guy is the king of the demon realm or something. The look of him definitely screams evil to me.
Why would such an important figure kneel to someone like Babidi? It makes no sense.
It was Babidi's magic that made him into his servant. Eventually, Boo transformed him into a cookie and gobbled him up.
It must be harsh for the demon world now that they've got no king. Wonder if he had any family.
This is the evil guy that hurt Videl. Next time we meet, I'll smack his face. I swear, there's so many muscle-bound fighters that just so happen to be bald.
Ugh, this guy was such a creep. You know, Gohan once told me that having shorter hair makes it harder for the opponent to grab you.
I guess Krillin, Tien, and Master Roshi had the right idea, huh?
Before he was scary, now he's freeloading at Hercule's place.
This is Boo, who lives at our house now. All he ever does is eat and sleep, but he's actually super powerful.
I know he's tremendously strong, but why wasn't he in the Tournament of Power again?
He ended up training a little too hard. And then he took a nap that he couldn't wake up from in time. Oops.
This looks like the form Majin Buu took when his heart was evil. Sure looks like it. This guy was made from all the evil that Buu expelled from himself into a separate being. He's so pale and emaciated.
He looks really unhealthy here.
That nasty Majin Buu is long gone. To us, now he's just Boo.
He looks bad, and he was. When the bad Buu absorbed the good Buu, he became even more evil.
Piccolo said Boo never tried to hurt my dad, even when he was like this.
Yeah, and now they're the best of friends.
This is the form he morphed into when he ate my Goten and Trunks. Oh, he even ate Piccolo. This is Buu after he absorbed Gotenks and Piccolo. How could he do that to my baby boy?
He also absorbed their worst personality traits.
With how many people he can absorb at once, I don't even want to think about what the inside of Majin Buu's body looks like.
This is when he ate my Gohan. I get angry just looking at it. He even absorbed my poor Gohan. Actually, I forget. How did he and the others escape from inside of him?
Our husbands fused into Vegito, let themselves be absorbed into his body, and then ripped Gohan and the others out of their imprisonment.
Rip them out? Okay, now I'm kind of curious, but how the heck would Boo be able to show me what his insides look like?
His body is small, but I hear he's strong. This was Majin Buu's last form when Goku was able to defeat him. He doesn't talk much. Not a thought behind those eyes.
He got so tiny all of a sudden.
Don't let his size fool you. It took a spirit bomb with energy gathered from everyone on Earth to defeat him. And even then, it was a close call.
By all means, it looks like he's a Saiyan like Goku. He looks ordinary, doesn't he? Who's this?
He kind of reminds me of Vegeta and Goku, but
Yeah, I get that. He gives me the strangest feeling.
You think so? Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess I see it. I knew it! Even this guy's a delinquent! Do all Saiyans become delinquents? Now this looks like a strong fighter.
does that mean he's also a Saiyan?
That must be why he has such a similar vibe to Goku and the others.
Really, a legendary delinquent is not a great thing. Those muscles are ridiculous in size. He certainly looks stronger.
So, is this different from a regular Super Saiyan form?
Either way, he looks dangerous.
When he transforms, he looks like this.
He wished for immortality and wanted to overrun the Earth with his demon legion. He's like a competent version of Pilaf.
If he's gained eternal life, then that means he's still alive out there somewhere.
If he ever shows his face again, Goku and Gohan will knock him out. He's an evil scientist and he tried to steal Goku's body. Can you believe that?
Ugh, this quack was a real problem. He wanted to implant his brain in Goku's body.
Ew, that's disgusting. So glad Goku managed to dodge that bullet.
He was a scientist when he was alive, right? If he wasn't evil, I bet you two would have a lot in common, Bulma.
Maybe not. I wouldn't want to know what's inside that brain.
He looks like Goku, but he's actually that nasty Saiyan who attacked Earth. This Saiyan bully looks just like Goku, but they're not even remotely related to each other.
So he's like the shadow to Goku? Well, don't confuse them and accidentally give this creep a hug.
He may look like Goku on the outside, but he's rotten to the core on the inside.
He's a Namekian like Piccolo and a delinquent, of course. He's a Namekian like Piccolo, but his evil heart makes him very uncommon from the rest of his kind.
He wanted to use the Dragon Balls to gain eternal youth. Can't say I haven't thought of the same thing.
Hey, come on now.
Something strange happened to him at the World Tournament, I hear. That slug in his giant form, all this did was amplify his weakness to high-pitched noises.
Piccolo hates those kinds of noises too, right?
My mischievous side wants to whistle in his vicinity.
This is Cooler, Frieza's older brother.
Frieza's older brother looks a lot like him. Their voices are quite distinct, though.
Yet another jerk who's got a bone to pick with Goku.
I wonder if Frieza is so insecure about being short because his brother is so much taller than him.
What nasty kids. How did their parents ever raise them? This is what Cooler looks like when he gets serious. He's all spiky and wears a face mask.
Gotta be tough to breathe in that mask.
Probably ventilated.
Cooler's body was turned into metal. How did he live through that? This is one of a million robots Cooler made when he was at death's door. Just when it seemed like he was done with. What a sore loser.
Oh, there was no end to them. I don't know what kind of technology they were crafted from, but I wouldn't want it to fall into the wrong hands.
Frieza's family's bad news, no matter what form they take.
He's the evil android that attacked the city when we were gone.
This is another one of the androids that Dr. Gero made. Looks like its sole purpose is to kill Goku.
That old quack never quits, does he? I wish he'd forget about Goku and go do something else with his life.
You're right. His research could have been put to far better use.
This is his form when he absorbed his android buddy.
This was when Android 13 absorbed parts from 14 and 15. Goku crushed him with the power of a spirit bomb.
I was worried sick when Gohan got put in the hospital. Thank goodness he was able to get back to his studies. He's the leader of the Galaxy Soldiers. How much evil will he do before he's satisfied? This is a bad guy who came to take over Earth. He and his gang came to interrupt a tournament.
Everyone ended up in the hospital after defeating Bojack. Oh, I was so worried.
Wait, there was a newspaper article saying my dad defeated him. Ugh, did he take all the credit again?
This seems to be his morph form, but I can't tell the difference. This is Bojack after he powered up and transformed his look. He changed his hair and his skin.
Gohan was the one who took him down, right? People who risk their lives to protect others are the coolest.
Goku left it to the kids again. Oh, wait, was he dead at the time?
A monster from the other world, born from the evil energy of many humans.
Aw, this chubby little guy reminds me of Boo.
He's not all that smart since he can only say his name over and over, but I heard he got really sad when Goku said mean things to him.
Goku really can be an idiot sometimes.
When it transforms, it's not attractive.
This was when Janemba transformed, after Goku had him against the ropes.
I don't think I've ever seen two forms of the same person so radically different.
He's gonna catch a cold with his midriff exposed like that. Such gigantic monsters do exist. A big old bug that can turn into smoke and swallow you whole. Ah!
This thing was sealed inside Tapion's body. Goku defeated him, but the city took a toll. It was a real mess.
Vegeta was pissed when his house was destroyed.
Oh, it's that alien baby's form when he stole Vegeta's body.
Vegeta?
I mean, he kinda looks like him.
I'm not gonna lie, he's kinda scary.
If he's come this far, he can obviously transform.
Who the heck is this baby guy anyway?
Beats the heck out of me.
He doesn't look human, that's for sure.
Even I don't know what's what. Look, I can...
This baby guy doesn't stay in the same form for long, huh?
Transformed again already? Daring today, aren't we?
At this point, I can't even tell how strong he is.
I knew it! He turns into an ape, too! He turned into a great ape!
Does that mean he's also a Saiyan?
That's one big monkey. Would we ever be able to defeat something like this?
He's the boss of the 7 Shadow Dragons. Tough looking. What the? This guy is the scariest looking dragon I've ever seen.
Something about those eyes of his. I feel like Goku and the others would struggle against him as an enemy.
You're right. He feels more powerful than anyone they've ever faced.
Yeah.
He turns into this form after swallowing the Dragon Balls. Oh no! The dragon transformed!
The Dragon Balls have become a part of him. Are they what caused this?
Who can say? Oh, those spikes on his back make me cringe in fear.
He seems even more powerful than before.